So you mentioned something about X-Men last week. You mentioned something about X-Men and the new X-Men comic book, where it turns out that Cyclops, Wolverine, and I believe you said Jean Grey are in a relationship, the
In a
three of them.
threesome, basically, yeah.
And it heavily hinted that both Wolverine and Cyclops are bisexual.
Well, I guess this was
in an
X-Force comic. I guess it was in an X-Force comic. So they pretty much confirmed in that Wolverine was.
Okay.
They didn't so much Cyclops because he's not in X-Force. Wolverine is. I mean, if Wolverine is, then chances are Cyclops is too, right? I mean,
not necessarily.
He's in on the.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
No.
But it could give a new meaning to their love-hate relationship.
It could.
It could be like that angry sort of aggressive sex scenes in Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, could be that kind of setup there.
Scott just grasping onto Logan's shoulder hair. Just
Oh yeah, gross, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just like, I can't quit you.
Yeah, so I mean, apparently that's a thing now.
I guess my question, first of all, is why is that a thing? Like, didn't they already try this with was it New Mutants or not New Mutants, New Warriors, where they had like safe space and like these really like social justice type heroes? Like Safe Space was one.
Oh, those new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got.
Didn't that immediately get scrapped or something like that
too? Or something. No, that's coming out.
Oh, it's not out yet. Binary, I think, was one.
Yeah, it's coming out. There's Snowflake or something like that.
Yes, that's right. One is actually Snowflake. One is Safe Space, and I could have swore one is Binary.
I think so. Or Snowflake is non-binary. Yeah, I don't.
Or something like but I mean like the actual code name is Binary.
Oh, well, probably. I don't know. All I know is that it's weird. It's weird because Wolverine is my favorite hero, and I mean already I wrote to Gary today, and I quit holding Wolverine again because, and it wasn't even that aspect that I was thinking of. It was just it's too culty. The cult-like nature of the X-Men now is just weird. It's just
weird. I agree. The whole thing, like I remember we talked about this when Dawn of X was just coming out.
Yeah.
And I immediately was like, Professor X is super weird, like creepy weird.
Yeah.
You know? And then like a couple of issues in, I was just like, this is just like, I don't know, man.
Like I was really, really loving House of X and Powers of X at first. Like they had that great issue where the X-Men are on that space shuttle or whatever it was, and it felt like I was reading an action movie. I was like, this is friggin' awesome. But then all the X-Men died, and I was like, what the fuck? Next issue, Professor X is all like, come to me, my X-Men, and they're crawling naked out of friggin' pods and like clawing at his legs. And
because they're all clones.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Okay, so I'm going to say this for the record. Them making Wolverine bisexual makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
No sense to me at all.
He's never, ever shown any interest at all in any of it, really.
It's right up there with them making Iceman gay.
Yeah.
Those two are, because like we're talking like decades of them being a certain way. And I mean, like with Iceman, I was like, well, I mean, you could say he was in the closet, and then Jean Grey outed a young Iceman, right? So it's retroactively, and a lot of gay men, gay people in general are in the closet. So, okay, all right, fine. But then it's like, well, like, why can't you just create new characters? Or why can't you take existing characters and push them to the forefront? Like Northstar, for instance. Where's Northstar?
Yeah, nowhere.
Northstar has been the only, like, one of the few out characters.
Yeah, he's an awesome character, and he's Canadian too. So, I mean,
yeah, exactly, totally out. And out for a while now. I know that it was one of those where he was like, they always inferred or hinted at it, but depending on the editor or the writer, they would either say yes or no, hard no.
Yep.
But like, like that's a character, you bring that guy out, and
For
I'm not going to
sure.
sit there and be like, oh, why? I'm going to be like, well, yeah, of course it makes sense.
That's why the
you know
Ultimate line was so great, right? It gave all these characters a different spin. Whereas
yeah,
Iceman and the Ultimate, if he were gay, you would think nothing of it because that's the Ultimate Iceman.
yeah, exactly. Wasn't Colossus gay, or was it Beast?
I
I
don't
was
know.
trying to think.
It's been like years since I read
Yeah,
it.
it's been a while. I remember one of them was gay, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like that's my reaction was like,
Yeah,
oh, that's kind of neat.
didn't
Whereas
bug me
this
at
one, I'm
all.
like, I don't understand. Like, there's no precedence for this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's just very out of the blue. I mean, like that's Hickman coming in doing his own thing, and then basically like, oh yeah, those three are just gonna hook up. They're gonna just do their thing.
Like, I'm all
Yeah.
I'm all for more characters, like more gay characters, more like just a variety of different characters. I'm all for more of it because, like I've said in previous campcasts, like the more diverse characters we have, the more eyes that'll be on the product, and then like ideally 50 years from now we'll still be having comic books being made and being read by kids, right? So we'll always have that medium in whatever shape or form it is at that point. So I'm all
Hmm.
for it,
Hmm.
but retroactively making them, it's like that's when I start going like, oh, okay, guys, like really, like what was the explanation too for him being bisexual? Was there any explanation?
I don't know. I never read the issue. All I read like it was a Newsram or CBR article or something.
Oh,
It was a
okay,
review actually, and they mentioned it in the review of that X Force issue.
okay. So
So I
I'm
don't
gonna
know how it came up or what
Okay,
was
so
going
then
on,
I
but
will I will table the Wolverine bisexual conversation until I actually read the book, because
yeah,
I mean, depending on the explanation, I might,
I
because
don't
it
even
might
know
be
what
like,
issue like it's the most recent issue of X Force,
that's
whatever
fine,
that was,
that's fine.
9
I,
maybe.
I I can track
Yeah,
it down. It's not a big deal.
yeah.
I can read it, but I guess like because it starts going like, well, where's the line, right? Like I remember with like, and I always feel like in certain characters it makes sense. Like Grant Morrison when he was doing his Earth One Wonder
Hmm.
Woman, he flat out was like, well, yeah, of course I'm not going to say she's a lesbian, but she's messed around with women because it's an island of women.
Yeah.
So,
Greg Rucka
and
did
I
the same
immediately,
thing on his run with
and
Wonder
I,
Woman.
yeah, exactly. And I remember immediately thinking to myself, like, oh, yeah, I never thought of it, but that makes perfect sense.
It made perfect sense. I even mentioned that to Adrian. She's like, "Well, of course she would be.
Exactly.
You're
So
on
it
an
was just
island
one of
full of
those, like,
women. You still want love, right?"
mhm. And
So,
you're not going to think anything of it because all you know is women.
mhm,
It'd be the
exactly,
same as if it's an
exactly.
island of dudes. You're going to hook up with whoever because that's it. That's just what you do.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wasn't like, whoa. It was right up there with Greg Rucka again, with Captain America, where he goes like, Cap killed people. Okay, it just not as much because he's Captain America, so he's wearing the American flag. So,
Yeah,
but he's a soldier, so he killed people. They
yeah,
just don't really talk about it much. And they also brought in Bucky to be the guy that does the dirtier work, so
yeah.
that you can see Captain America with the shield, and then Bucky's like knifing guys or sniping guys. And I was like, that makes perfect sense. And I at no point in time was I like, oh, Cap wouldn't kill people. I was like, actually, that makes a lot of sense. And even when they touched upon it in Winter Soldier, where Fury infers heavily that Cap killed people, and Cap goes, "Hey, some of us had to make compromises, in ways that, maybe didn't help us sleep at night, but we did
Yeah,
it so that others could." And I was like, "See, that's perfect, and it makes perfect sense. But
absolutely.
if all of a sudden they retroactively have, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, suddenly
Yeah.
killing people, or you suddenly have him have a history of killing people, then I would go, whoa, oh, no, 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 no. That's where, like that's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And I mean, like it depends on the character. Like when they made Deadpool pansexual, I wasn't like, oh, I was like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense,
Yeah,
and it works for the character.
for sure. They did that with Deadpool, Dakin,
Well,
right?
Dakin was bisexual.
Bisexual, yeah, because
Dakin
he
was
slept with
bisexual,
who he needed to sleep with to get the job done.
right? And for him, it was no big deal. And
Yeah.
again, like in that situation, I was like, okay, fine. Like we have a new character. Plus, Dagon was awesome. I thought Dagon was super cool.
Yeah, he's super cool. That was the best thing to come out of that run.
Yeah, exactly. That was so good. That was so good. I enjoyed that.
Run.
I even liked.
I collected it for the whole 50 issues.
Yeah, like it was great. It was interesting, but like that's what I mean. So they created a character, and they, character was bisexual or whatever the case may be. Because I think it was more or less just whatever. It didn't phase him. If he had to sleep with a dude to get his mission done, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a retroactive thing where they said, well, we need more gay characters. So you 5 are gay, you 5 are bi. 3 of you guys over there, you're trans, and that's that. We're good now. It's, like create more characters.
Yeah, create more characters. Or, don't force storylines, make them naturally happen.
Well, that's why I'm saying I want to read the book now. I thought you read the book, so I
haven't read the book. I haven't read the book.
I'm gonna read the book.
Honestly, like if the thing is they kicked off the X-Men, they redid it, and it starts over with them as like a threesome together, right? They're together, all 3 of them are together, and I didn't like that. I mean, if they would have kicked it off with all of them single, and it kind of slowly started something off, and you see the scene and everything, and then you're like, okay, I can go.
Yes, now I understand what you're saying, because you're right. Like completely, if it was an organic
from one issue to the next, it's why,
Yeah, no, I get it.